Hey, welcome to the Seven Fragrance Frequency podcast with me, Iona Meade at the Lightwork TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. So welcome to this episode. Today is Contribution Freedom Monday and the frequency of that. On the podcast, if you are new to me, we talk about all things spiritual business success and how you as a light worker, as a service-based business owner and a spiritual entrepreneur can manifest that life work balance. And tripping over my words today, I'm smiling because I've just looked up the definition of a light worker, which I will give you in a second. But on that episode, what I want to do is just share with you my journey, share with you the highs, the lows, the successes, so that if you are someone who is starting out in business, or you have been behind closed doors kind of hiding your gifts, then you can see that actually how we contribute to the world, our purpose, our life purpose, when we're in tune with that, we can just be raw and real and share what it is that we feel called to do. So I want to give a definition of what a light worker is before I dive into this episode. We share our soul's intentions, which can be raw and real and very new for some of you. We'll share our vision. We'll set our soul intentions. We'll talk about how we launch, lead, and leave our day in terms of the contribution that we're here to express in the world through our calling. We'll talk about, this is my video journal. So I'll talk about journaling. I'll talk about vision boarding. I've just pulled a card for today, so I will reveal that. I tend to do that just following our soul guidance. I will talk about gratitude and expressing that. And then at the end or towards the end of this episode, I will challenge you to actually take on a financial freedom challenge of banking 50K in 50 days. I do that myself, and I vibrationally first, and I challenge each and every single one of my students as well. And if you've watched my vision board party, you'll understand that a little bit more, but I'll explain towards the end. And it's not because we're driven by money as light workers. However, on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast, I talk about manifesting that life work balance. And if we don't lean into the choices that we make in terms of how we're contributing in the world, our calling, the things that we're doing to earn money, right? To receive money. If we don't want to go get what I call soul-sucking day job or night job or work for somebody else, because as an entrepreneur, as a spiritual entrepreneur, usually that doesn't really suit us, right? I'm not made for that. I'm made for more, right? And so if we don't figure that out and figure out how to have that energy exchange, it impacts all of the other areas that I talk about on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast. And it doesn't feel like spiritual business success, because we're relying on other sources to have that financial income, which doesn't result in that life work balance. So that is what I'm here for. I will be talking about earning passive income streams and writing your book, being an author, creating online courses, all of those things as part of what I wanted to learn in terms of fulfilling my life purpose, right? So this is the definition of a light worker. And I'm going to look at this way because I've just looked it up. I just had that feel to look up, like, what is a light worker? I talk about it in my book. And if you don't know what my book is, I talk about it in this book. It's called Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a soul-guided influencer's compass to leverage your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. And so light work, all of what I'm sharing is about that light work and lifestyle balance. So welcome. Let me know where you're watching from, and I will see if the comments come up. If you are new to me, welcome to the Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast. So the definition of a light worker, so we're talking about how you contribute in the world, right, as a business owner, as a spiritual business owner. So the quote is, I believe this might be from Rebecca Campbell, and if it is, great, and if it's not, I apologize. It's not mine. So understanding the essence of a light worker is an awake soul who has made the conscious decision to live in alignment with their soul. They know that we are all interconnected and that their presence has the potential to create a positive change. That's the definition of a light worker. I actually came across a different definition of a light worker, but something said to me, Iona, you're always talking on a Monday about contributing in the world, and the frequency of that, and the frequency of a light worker, an awakened soul. And so as I do my journaling, right, and if you are new to me, this is the Soul Legacy Journal. I'm the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy, and it's 365 days of your spiritual awakening story, an awake soul. When I went through my spiritual awakening, I awakened to my purpose. So have you awakened to your soul purpose? Do you know what it is that you're here to really do on this earthly plane? And if you do, are you doing it? So that's what the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast is about. It's about me showing up, speaking out, and serving deep, but actually holding space for us as light workers, as service-based business owners, as spiritual entrepreneurs to come together and collectively collaborate, right, in our vision to make a difference in the world, because light's needed, right? Light is needed. So this is the way that we flow for this 555, yay. This is the way that we flow for the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast. So the first thing we start off, we do in segments is how do you feel? So, and the reason why, and how do you feel in terms of your contribution in the world, right? Your life purpose, leading in that life purpose, knowing that you're a light worker, knowing you are an awake soul, and how did you go through your awakening? How you went through your awakening, if you're going through an awakening, and when I ask you how you feel, sometimes you don't feel like in flow. I call it soul flow or soul funk. Sometimes you might be in that funk, and it's okay to be wherever you are in terms of your life purpose. You might still be figuring it out, and that's okay as well. And sometimes you might have fear around it. You might have fear of failure, fear of success, and fear of selling. I did. I don't now, but I did. And you know, it can take a while to move through that. And I believe that our purpose comes through being in the trenches. It comes through being in service. And there's things that we do that feel a little bit uncomfortable at times. So how do you feel? Are you in soul funk or soul flow? And I like to rate between a 1 and an 11. 1 is that soul funk, and 11 is that soul flow. You're guided and you're listening to that soul guidance, right? And you're taking actions on a daily, and if you're somewhere doing your work in the world and you are not fulfilling your calling, and you're not receiving financial freedom on that, then the vision board challenge, my spiritual business vision board challenge, hopefully that will help you get clarity. And if you haven't done that, then I will leave the links in the cards in the show notes, and the link to my book as well, because it speaks into that, and it speaks into that in a way, in an entrepreneurial way. It's not just, oh, well, I'm a light worker, and you know, you do your light work in the way that you want to, but if you want to create a spiritual business around it, that's my jam. So how do you feel? So for me, in terms of contributing in the world, I want to say that I'm at an 11. I feel the vibrational frequency that's on my vision board. I'm pursuing it. I'm taking time to deliberately co-create my life work with the universe. The universe is guiding me, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to do that. Oh, okay, I'm going to do that. And the biggest contribution between last Monday and this Monday is the community of having networking calls 12 times in the year for spiritual women entrepreneurs and light workers. That's the biggest aha. I've gone back to contributing. Welcome. I've gone back to contributing in the way that I know that works, and the way that you guys resonate with. So we have our first networking call on the 5th of February. So it's every first Monday of the month at 9 p.m. UK time. I will hold space. It's 90 minutes. It's free. I'm super excited about it, to connect with fellows. I wanted to just call in my soul sisters. Yes, soul brothers, but I just really wanted to call in my soul sisters again. It's so much fun to actually come together with like minds and actually fulfill my purpose in that way. I know it's part of my purpose. I know it's part of my calling, and I know it's part of my contribution. So it's just 12 times in the year, 90 minutes on the first Monday of the month. It goes quite quickly, actually. I will be holding space. If you want to come and get on that call, Um, go to www.soullegacyacademy.com and have a look at the SBYN monthly call. I need to change the actual name of that because it stands for the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network. I've added in the spiritual women entrepreneurs into that same call, because when we get together and we are in breakout rooms, what I've noticed is the women that are on there connect with the in the most divine ways with people that get them. And so we don't have to do it alone. We know that for spiritual entrepreneurs, and the entrepreneurial journey, one, the lonely light worker, and two, entrepreneurship can be lonely. And when you're like striving and you want to go to the top, it can be lonely at the top, right? So having that space is just beautiful. I absolutely love it. So I will be holding space for you guys to do joint vision partnerships, to come together and co-create and collaborate and cross-promote. And in order to do that, you need to be very clear on the vision, very clear who it is that you're serving, so that we can each refer and collaborate. And so oftentimes that's not the case, where like you're super clear, or you're dumbing yourself down, or you know what I mean, you're just not really showing up. So that's the space for that, and I love it. So I'm really looking forward to that. So how you feel in terms of how you are contributing? Are you really contributing in the way that you know that you could? I'm about to step it up some more, because it's important to me, really important to me. And my soul tribe, many of you that I work with or I'm around, are ready to step up as well. Not everyone, because not everybody does everything at the same time, and that's okay. But for those of you who are ready to play full out, I'm here for it. So the next segment of the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast is the vision, the Spiritual Business Vision Board Challenge and Bank 50K in 50 days. A Spiritual Business Vision Board Party and Bank 50K in 50 days challenge. I changed the name, and everybody resonated with doing the Vision Board Party, and I do it annually on the second week in December at 7:30 p.m. UK time, Monday to Sunday, every single day. I love it. It's for me first. I've got a vision. And I do it in December because it's like the end of the year. And I'm like, yes, let's go into the year, like hitting the ground running, boom, boom. And so it leads me, that vision leads me. And so what I encourage you to do is create a vision to manifest life work balance in every area of your life, in all of the seven freedoms. That's my contribution to myself and to you. So balancing that light work and lifestyle is a thing. It really is a thing. And it doesn't come easy for everyone, and we have to do what we've got to do, but setting the vision for it. And so if you've done the vision board challenge, let me know. Post your vision boards in the vision board challenge group, in the Spiritual Business Vision Board Challenge group. We break down each area of your life, as in terms of your contribution, your health, your emotions, your environment, your relationships, your spirituality, and your finances. We break it down. And I say you break that vision down to be in alignment with your values, and then we raise your vibration. And so we journal on it. We journal on your vision board. We journal on like every single day, and we come back to day one of that vision board challenge, which is contribution, every single Monday. So it's on a Monday and it's every single Monday. So you don't drop off. You're following through, and you're being consistent in your actions. You're being consistent in your vibration. You're being consistent in being all of you. And before you know it, you've done a month, and you've done 12 months. And then you're like, yes, that is the legacy that I wanted to leave. And you are not allowing excuses. You're not allowing life to push and pull you. That was my legacy. So every single Monday, whether I like it or not, it's Contribution Freedom Monday in my world for living an intentional life. And so I don't get away with just brushing things off, like, oh, it doesn't matter. It does matter. Do you know what I mean? So Mondays is a time to reflect on what is on your vision board. And again, if you haven't done it, do it. And really enjoy it and embrace it, because our calling in life and what we do on a daily basis matters, right? So this is like how we spend our time through our days. We all get 24 hours in a day. We're going to work and do something. What is it that you want to do, and how is it that you want to do it? For me, this is my work, right? And I get to show up and hold myself accountable. I get to reflect for myself, and then I get to reflect for you, and for my students, to say every single Monday is Contribution Freedom Monday. I love it. And so doing the vision board helps me get clear and helps me see, okay, what do I need to do? Your vision determines what you're going to do on a day-to-day basis or not, what you're going to say yes to and what you're going to say no to. So what are you saying yes to today in terms of contributing as a light worker, as a service-based business owner, as a spiritual entrepreneur? Are you saying yes to things that are not even really going to support you, right? Welcome. Are you going to say yes to things that are going to distract you from that bigger vision? Because goodness knows it takes a lot to actually build a business, market a business, execute on a business. I remember years ago when, let me know where you're watching from if you're new to me. I remember years ago doing my summit. It was called the #1 Divine Intervention Virtual Event. And I was interviewing 49, I said soul speakers then. And now I say soul guided influencers. So the soul speakers, one of the soul speakers, I've got the interview still. It was a lot of fun. That's one of the ways that I contribute as well. And she said, the level of excitement that you have in terms of like you've got that excitement about what you're doing, and you've got the excitement to have the conversation with each of my guests, and then you've got the excitement to do the interview, and then you've got the excitement to fulfill on and deliver like my program. It's called the Soul Legacy Launch Blueprint now. And I was like, okay, does everybody know? And she's like, I wish I could hold that level of excitement at every single stage, at idea form, at implementation form, at execution, like all of the stages. Do you have that? Or do you have the idea? Because we have many, right? We have that creative brain and all those downloads. You have that, like those ideas, and then you're like, yeah, I'm going to drop off. I'm going to have another idea. I'll do this. I'll do that. And what I learned was a few years ago is to get clear on my vision, right? I've done vision boards for a long time. When you have one idea and then you have another idea and then you have all of those things take a lot to actually implement, right? So when we've got an idea for a course, or an idea for a book, or an idea for a VIP day, or we've got an idea for a retreat, all of them take a framework, and all of them take marketing, and all of them, and it's like, have you got so many things that are unfinished, right? It's important. And I'm not, I've got stuff that's unfinished, that's fine. But where does it go in terms of your contribution? Where does it go in terms of what it is? Do you know what it is that you need to do next? And focus on each day. And so the next segment for the 7 Freedoms Frequency podcast, so we've done how you feel, we've done your vision. It's like, how do you launch your day, lead your day, and leave your day in terms of getting that done, in terms of putting in the amount of time that it's actually going to take, not the amount of time that you think it's going to take, but actually the amount of time that it actually takes. So when you're launching, leading, and leaving your day, and if it's in alignment with your vision, you're reverse engineering, okay, well, this is what I want to do this year, whether it's 2024 or beyond. From the December when we do the vision board challenge, and you setting those 12 months, it's like, okay, well, I'm starting with my vision. Let me say, okay, in order to reach and manifest that vision, yes, the universe will provide the ways and show you the ways and bring you the tools, the people, yes, but only if you're in vibrational alignment. So therefore, it's like, okay, there's decisions to be made, there's action to be taken. Yes, it's soul guided action, but your vision is not just going to come and whack you in the face. It's just not going to come and present itself. And I liken this to the book. I had my book on the vision board, on my vision board, right? And so this book the cover wasn't going to create itself. The uploading to Amazon wasn't going to create itself. The writing each word, the concepts in behind it, the courses in it, the marketing behind the automation of my business. It can be on your vision board all you want. Excuse me. And you want to contribute. This is how I wanted to contribute. I actually have a vision to alter and enhance, I would say, the self publishing world. I know that there's been a lot of the people that I've spoken to, some people that I've worked with, who've been involved in the self-publishing industry and the coaching industry. It's just like, oh, come on, the standards are just low. And so when we're writing our books, launching our book for me is your legacy, and contributing is like contribution freedom. Part of me contributing with this book is showing actually it's not just a book that I've written. It is actually I've built my business, and I've written my book based on my business. So as a spiritual entrepreneur, as a light worker, as a service-based business owner, I'm actually leaning into the practices, the things that I've actually done and lived, the lived experience, share it in my book and share how you can too. So taking you off the pages into my world. So how I launch my day, lead my day and leave my day, then becomes like, oh, well, if I've got the book on the vision board, now I need to take the book. So I've written it, right? I've got the business behind it. I'm almost done with the automation. I've got a few things to do with the automation, right? Now what? Like, oh, that's it? No. There's a one-page plan in there. The next part of the plan is to get that book on a virtual book tour and in person if I want to. But like, sometimes we assume as a light worker, well, I've got a book, and usually we want to write the book for ourselves, not actually for the reader, and then we wonder why it doesn't sell. Our light work isn't even for us. Like, our light work, yes, we practice what we preach, but it's bigger than us. Excuse me. It's to birth more light in the world. Like, our experiences, we don't have them be wasted. Do you know what I mean? Like, we go through a dark night. So I do believe that we go through, as it said for the definition of a light worker. My Mac's switched off, so I can't. Oops. It says, understanding the essence of a light worker. A light worker is an awake soul who has made a conscious decision to live in alignment with their soul. So the Soul Legacy Academy, the Soul Legacy Movement, the Soul Legacy Journal, the Soul Legacy TV, absolutely. And I've only just come across that particular definition. I resonate with it deeply. They know that we are all interconnected and that their presence has a potential to create positive change. And I know you know that because you're watching this. And so for me, part of my mission as a light worker is to elevate a prosperity consciousness, and so escape that poverty consciousness, because it's so easy to fall into the trap of being in poverty and not having all of your needs met, and not doing your light work, being held back and down, like, because we're afraid of certain things and we're vibrating at a lower level. And if we fear success, how are we going to actually make the real positive change in that we're here to what we feel called to? And if we fear selling and nobody enrolls in our stuff, how are we actually going to have the lifestyle or the financial freedom? We've got to go get a job. If we fear failure, like, success is birthed from many failures, and so we kind of get it a little bit twisted. So we've got to launch our day, lead our day and leave our day in terms of what feels like a success, what feels like where are we enrolling, where do we make that offer on a daily basis, whether it's in person, whether it's on the phone, whether it's DMing, whether it's reaching out, whether it's on social media, whether it's through ads, whether it's through getting featured, whatever it is, we need to be making some kind of offer for our soul clients to actually work with us in some kind of way, right? How we launch, lead and leave our day in terms of contribution. what does your day look like when you get up? Like my days are so much more relaxed of late. They really are. And I love it. When I gave up my home to prepare, I would say, to be a spiritual digital nomad, I was like, I had been fostering and then, hey, welcome, let me know where you're watching from. I'd been fostering, so my routine had changed anyway, but I still get up super early. And there's times where I'm like, yeah, I don't set an alarm. I don't love waking up to an alarm. So whatever I'd do, and I'd wake up. So I was being in service in my light work in terms of my lifestyle. And so from giving up my home and preparing to be a digital nomad, I would say I am, but traveling, I want to travel. And so my days just look different. My sleep, I'd focused on my health a lot, and all of a sudden my sleep for the last 30 years I've had broken sleep, and I was talking about this today. And all of a sudden, like, I'm sleeping more, I'm sleeping a lot heavier rather than really light, and I'm like, oh, okay. So it just different seasons that you have. So I'm launching my day in a different way, but looking after me is like absolutely 100%. I feel really good when I wake up and I do my light work in the world. It's just like I woke up, I think it was about 2 actually this morning, and I had downloads and downloads. I screenshotted, I captured, and I was having, downloads based on contributing. So as the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy and the host of the Seven Freedoms Frequency YouTube podcast, the Seven Freedoms is about manifesting that life work balance for, again, light workers, spiritual entrepreneurs, and service-based business owners, but it's also for families and for couples. And I want to have a version of that. And so being in a relationship is massive when you awaken to your light work. Huge, and it can contribute to how you move as a light worker in the world. Like, people tend to think when you go through a dark night, it's all like you're crazy, right? And if people are not awake around you, haven't gone through their spiritual awakening, it's like, oh, they might not get it. So I'm really, part of my light work is to be in that soulmate union and married. I would say married again, just married. I don't need to say again, but married to my soulmate. And I know that's part of my purpose. I know that's part of our purpose in terms of me having a healthy relationship, because when I've been in union, I've not had super really unhealthy relationships, don't get me wrong, but the support of my light work, I've got like, hang on. The support of my light work, say hey, let me know where you're watching from. The support of my light work, I need that in terms of, somebody not trying to derail me or having me dumb myself down as a woman in business. Yes, we can be very independent. Yes, we can go all at it. For me, I want to have a soft place to fall when I'm at home, and so far I haven't had that. Haven't had that guaranteed, like, I've got your back no matter what. I get what you're doing in the world. I don't know if you've been through that as you contribute in the world, as you've woken up as a light worker. Have you had that partnership where, like, they get it, they don't glaze over, they actually get it, they might be supporting you? I've had the support in terms of people who've been there, either financially or in terms of their time, don't get me wrong, but I'm talking about like getting it, like getting, like, you can have a conversation about spirituality, you can have a conversation about manifesting, and then not think you're absolutely freaking batshit crazy, right? You know that. And so my light work, how I'm launching my day, leading my day, and leaving my day, includes that. So this morning I woke up and I was having download after download after. It was downloads from an email I'd got from it's Digital Nomad Soulmates. There's an app, and I didn't rate the app, to be fair, but they've apparently announced that they've arranged some taken some glitches out. Never got approved for the Facebook group, and maybe there was just a reason why, but I'm going to create my own write my own book, get my own dating app, and do retreats and do all the couple stuff. And part of this again is for me living my life, but also as I've put the Seven Freedoms frequency out there, the intentional living codes I call them, and that cheers to financial freedom frequency, raising the vibration of the planet. My calling is to contribute to our nation, the mental health and well-being of our nation and our future generation. And through that, it's through parents, it's through couples, it's through singles as well, but just being in union and having a healthy relationship. I just wasn't shown all those things, and that's part of my mission, and I'm really excited about it. So I was downloading a lot. I was looking at like the branding and tattoos and matching tattoos and all these things. I'll reveal more because I've got a second YouTube channel which I will start to do. I probably will start on Friday actually, which will be pretty cool. Just to document my own journey and acknowledge my own journey, and just share it, because I know that many of you have said you want that. You want, many of you have been single for a really long time, years and years and years. It's been 2 years for me. And I knew that after going through my twin flame union, that absolutely, like, I don't want to let things hold me back. It's absolutely part of my purpose, part of my contribution. So on a Monday, I'm looking at these 7 areas of my life and looking at, okay, to live intentionally, how am I including those things in my day, in every day? How am I including my contribution? Am I contributing in the world just trading time for money, or am I creating passive income streams that where I can create, pass on my light work and align my message, my movement, and my money 24/7? That's what I'm working on, doing Amazon ads, and then YouTube ads will come, so that I do have the time and that life work balance, and I'm launching my day in the way that I have a level of freedom. It feels amazing. I'm launching my day in terms of my health. Like, where am I putting that in as a priority? Like, where am I looking at? Where am I working out? How am I? And I had some water. I poured some water. I was going to pour coffee, and I was like, no, pour some water. How you launch your day, lead your day emotionally. How is that affecting you? How you launch your day, lead your day in terms of your environment. Where are you? Where are you working? Who are you around? In terms of your relationships, like, who are you spending time with? Who are you speaking to? I don't know if you've ever heard of the 5 closest people to your principle, but those who are around you are going to influence you, right? They say that the 5 closest people to you, you'll end up being like a sum of all of those people on every single levels. They say, like, financially, but it's in terms of your contribution. That's why we've got the free monthly networking call. In terms of your health, I was rubbed off on from my health when in my twin flame union. I'm like, yeah, no, not that again, never ever again. Welcome. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you're new to me, to the 7 Freedoms Frequency YouTube podcast. Again, talking about that spiritual business success, talking about what success means to you. Like, is it that you're just contributing in the world? Because it's Contribution Freedom Monday in my world. Is it that you're looking after your health? Is it that you're managing your emotions? Is it that you're in the environments that light you up? Is it that you want to travel all over the world? Is it that you want to be in union and have the romantic relationship? You might want to stay single. You might already be in a relationship and want to enhance it and work through it, right? Is it that, you are being guided and following your spiritual practices? Is it that you have a level of money so you have choice? Excuse me. The 7 Freedoms Frequency podcast, the next segment is not only just how you launch, lead, and leave your day. What is it that you need to do in terms of keep doing more of, being consistent at it? Excuse me. I had this conversation today about being consistent not only in business. Oh, my mum, bless her. My mum's just messaged me and just asked me to give my granddaughter, which is her granddaughter. Oh, that is so beautiful. Oh, mum, I love my mum. Wow. That's so contributing, right? And I said financial freedom, contributing, I'm a grandmother, right? And so you may or may not have grandbabies, you may not or may not have children, but that legacy, that right there is legacy. And when we're able to contribute, not only in our time, but we're able to contribute financially. My mum, just like, wow. Yeah, wow. And that's where I'm sitting now as, a grandmother. My mother is a great grandmother. Um, wow. And one day hopefully I will be a great grandmother. It's just, and so when me laying these foundations, they're for me, they're for you, but they're for my grandbaby, they're for my daughter, my son, and the future generation. Like, what are we doing, like, in terms of being a role model? Like, again, I had this conversation as well today, like, being a role model. That's what I want. Like, for my light work is being that role model and stepping into that role, whatever that means for me on my vision. What does it mean for you? Like, how do you want to be in service in the world? How do you want to be remembered? Actually, let me know where you're watching from. Welcome. How do you want to be remembered? Like, what is the legacy that you are here to leave? And are you living it now? So people say, oh, well, I want to leave this legacy. It's like, well, if you were not here tomorrow, what is the legacy that you're leaving? If it's not the legacy that you really want to be leaving, it's time to do something about it, right? Now, because the only time that we have is now. Right. And I love living from that space. People are like, well, you don't want to think about dying all the time. And I'm not. I'm thinking about living fully all the time. So what are the things that you want to let go of? And what are the things that you want to let in, you want to be doing in terms of, you've got your vision board, if you've done my vision board challenge, if you've done a vision board anyway, but if you haven't done my vision board challenge, I invite you to. It's a lot of fun, and I will eventually do it with couples and families, because I did it before and it kind of accidentally became that. But that will be definitely part of it. I love it. And I did it with my foster children, not actually created the vision board, but we have that manifesting that vision, and the lifestyle, and going to the library and going out places and doing all things and going for dinner on a Friday, and it was just really beautiful. What are the things that you need to let go of, just stop doing, just straight up stop, like it's not in alignment with that vision or what you want for yourself? And I say that because we add things into our life. We add people into our life that influence us. Decisions. Again, I had this conversation today about society as a general, the world in general, and us getting pushed and pulled by it and being influenced by others. Again, the sum total of the people that you have around you. And all of a sudden you look up and you go, how did I end up here? Like, what is this? Do you know what I mean? Have you ever had that? Like, oh, so what do you have to let go of in order to really, really manifest the life of your dreams? This is about time where I am about to show you the card that I pulled for today. Then we'll do gratitude, because I want to respect your time. Then we'll do the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge. Yeah. All right. So, Hal Gray. I pulled this card. This is for me and this is for you. Okay. This is my contribution to you for the day. Freya, phases and cycles. So I asked for the card for today. There is a beginning with every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. Freya, which means lady, is the Norse goddess of the moon and love. Oh, if you know anything about my day, eventually you'll probably start watching this. And if you're watching this, I never gave you permission. Okay. So the goddess, the moon, I'm going to tell the story on a different YouTube channel. The moon and love. This is twin flame Odin and the warrior goddess who offers deep spiritual and physical protection to those who call on her. She will stand before you with her shield and spear, keeping you safe from harm. She works closely with the moon energy and helps us recognize that our life cycle that is always changing. So when I woke up in the middle of the night, as I said, at 2:00 in the morning, I had the moon, the stars, the universe, the sun, the North Star, the wedding band, the 444, like creating for me, contributing in the world for intent, living intentionally, a spiritual dating app. I was just about to reveal the name of it, and I don't want to, so I'm gonna wait. Welcome. Let me know where you're watching from. I pulled the card for us today. It's Freya, phases and cycles. So basically, they're always changing, right? So it says she herself is the maiden, the mother at the crone aspect, the mother and the crone aspect of all women, and the guides to see the wisdom these cycles bring. We all go through phases and cycles of growth, and Freya is the energy that supports this. She has a raven totem, which is said to represent her capacity to travel between heaven and earth. Extended message. This is from Cal Gray, Keepers of the Light. You might have it or you might not. Extended message. A phase of your life may be coming to an end, but it's important to acknowledge that it is not the end. When one door closes, another opens. You may have been desperate for change, but now that it is here, you could feel vulnerable. Know that the mighty goddess Freya will guide you. Illusions are now being revealed so that you can leave behind anything that is false. Step into your peaceful, warrior-like energy and welcome the changes you deserve. Tie up all loose ends, take heart. This is an exciting time. Now, if you know anything about my journey, I will talk about it on Relationship Freedom Friday. And just being ready for those changes, but actually asking, if you've read the book, Asking It Is Given, asking, and then when you're receiving it, it's like being open to receive it and absolutely letting go of the idea that you had that how it would be exactly, and two, nature abhors a vacuum. So obviously you've got to let certain things go, ideas, and go to receive that, because part of the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast is raising our vibration. And the absolute thing that I know now, which I didn't know, was in order for people to talk about the law of attraction, or ringing in my ears, law of attraction, underneath the law of attraction is the law of vibration, right? So when we have this vision and we're now manifesting and we're allowing parts of that to come into fruition, other things have to fall away. So like when we're clinging on to the now, like it can't change. Some people have an aversion to change. Then you're not really manifesting. It's like we are manifesting, but you've got to let go of that. So for me, like in order to be in a relationship, in order to manifest my husband, I can't cling on to singleness and singledom, right? Like, well, I've always done it. Like, I'm Miss Independent. It doesn't match the energy. It's not in vibrational alignment. And so the phases and the cycles, when there's something that's ending, which would be singleness and manifesting. And so as I go on the journey to manifesting my husband, I am going to share it, because I think, one, it's interesting, and people go, oh, your love story, but and every day ends up being a love story. But for me, I'm really conscious of it. Contributing in the world, for me, I think that everything that we do, we're contributing to the energy of the planet. I'm contributing, you're contributing now, regardless. So let's do it and have fun with it, right? So let me know where you're watching from, and let me know if you're new to me. And thank you for joining me for the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast. I'm talking about contribution today. I'm in my red t-shirt. Anytime you see a red t-shirt on my YouTube channel or wherever you're watching me, it's because I'm talking about contribution and how we contribute in the world. I want to express gratitude as part of the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast. Again, I had this conversation today. Every single day, I express gratitude. We express gratitude. And there's a specific way that I do it on the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast. I call it the Soul Guided Influencers way. Let me know if you do express gratitude. If you write it down in your journal, I have my journal. I would write things down in my journal. I tend not to, really, because I'm kind of talking to you and I can't really read my writing because I have Erland and dyslexia. But I use an app. Let me know if you've heard of this app, and if you've seen me speak about journaling. I talk about an app called Penzu, and I actually started my Penzu app again today because I've done it for like 10 years. And in doing this podcast, I was like, oh, I'm going to do it in physical, but I love the digital. So I could just type it in and I can capture all my images and pictures. So how we express gratitude, you might want to write it down in a gratitude journal. I call it soul speaking into existence. If I raise my vibration, you raise your vibration. Ultimately, we're raising the vibration of the collective, right? Deal? Deal. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you're there. Let me know if you're multitasking. Let me know if you're hearing me or watching me. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up. And if it's resonating with you, and do share this out. I'd love your support in getting the message out and having it reach more light workers, again, service-based business owners and spiritual entrepreneurs. And who doesn't want more gratitude, right? So this is my gratitude stone. My daughter gave it to me. I tell this story every single day, so you might be like, oh, not again. But we can't get enough love, right? A stone that's like love. Hello. So the way that we express gratitude is we say, I'm happy and I'm grateful and appreciate all of those energies we want to have every day, right? And it's not just like I just say it here and I never think of it ever again. Okay. So it's not like I just think, oh, in this moment we're grateful, and then the rest of the day, like when people say, I'll use this example, but don't shoot me down for it. Like, oh, well, I'll go to church on a Sunday, and then the rest of the week is like, do what happened to your practice, your faith? I'm not religious, but do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's not just a day, it's not just an hour or a couple of hours, it's that vibration. And so the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast is here to support you in manifesting that spiritual business success and that life work balance in every single area of your life. So we bring the gratitude for each area. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm happy and I'm grateful and appreciate. That's one part of the way that I say gratitude. And then we think of something maybe in the past, something in the present, or something in the predicted future. So if you've done my spiritual business vision board challenge, again, the links in the cards, the show notes, then in order for your vision to manifest, before it manifests, we need to be on in the same vibrational frequency, in alignment with it. Otherwise, it's a mismatch. It can't then come into your life. So that is what the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast is. It's a follow-on from doing your vision board. We journal every single day. So I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate. Again, think of something in the past, the present, or the future. We soul speak it into existence, and we're going to focus on each of the areas of our life. Okay. All right. So the Seven Freedoms and the intentional living codes, I call them the Cheers to Financial Freedom frequency, the acronym. C is for contribution, which is today on a Monday. We talk about this every single Monday. We revisit Mondays. Health freedom is on Tuesdays. Emotional freedom, environmental freedom, relationship freedom, spiritual freedom, and financial freedom. That's the 7. So let's do it. I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate. You can write it down if you want to. This is me doing it for me. Contribution. All right, let me think of something where it's my contribution. Again, it's either in the past, the present, or the predicted future. Right now, I'm happy and grateful and appreciate that somebody is on with me and I'm contributing to you because you're here with me in this moment. Many people have come in, they've come out, and they've dropped in, but that's still like my energy, my words. I'm soul speaking into existence. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for you. And I'm building a relationship, whether you want to engage with me or not. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate that you can watch this on replay. You can watch this live. And I get to make a difference in the way that I really wanted to make. I love that. I love the technology of being able to stream out live. This is streamed out on my YouTube channel. Able to make a contribution there, even if it's one view, doesn't matter. I'm happy and grateful that I can stream this out on all of the socials, on my Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn if I choose to. I've got to get back into that. And in my Soul Legacy Academy, I'm able to make the contribution in the here and now through this live. Sometimes it's like, oh, I'm going to do my live. And because I walk to my nieces to do this. It's like some days it's like, oh, I'm just comfortable, I'm warm, like it's cold, it's winter. Like, do I really want to do that? Well, yeah, okay. I'm going to come. Do I know what I'm going to say? No, I'm just speaking. I'm soul speaking into existence. That level of contribution right there, where I don't even have to think of content, is amazing. This is my marketing. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it. So I'm happy and grateful and appreciate that. So again, thank you for spending this time with me. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate, health freedom. Oh, girl. So I was walking down the road. This is like totally like, I don't even know. It's my gratitude. So I'm allowed to say it, right? I was walking down the road and and now you've gone, right? That's fine. Like, because I'll call you out, like, to actually engage, right? Don't be on the social just doing this. Engage, right? It helps the channel anyway. So so I can say it now because you're not there watching me, or you might be because sometimes it lies, right? But anyway, I'm happy and grateful and appreciate health freedom. I was walking down the road and literally, I'm not kidding. Like, when people work on areas of their body and they're like, they can feel the difference. And I'm walking and I'm not kidding because I've been doing insanity. I'm on day, I don't know, 20 something, 29. I literally could feel my buns were like buns of steel. Like people talk about my bottoms and they're like, oh, it's like, I'm like, I can't see it, so I don't see what you're saying. People compliment me on it. I was walking down the road and I was like, it just feels like, I'm like, wow, I can feel. So whatever I'm doing, it's working. I know it's quite shallow, but like I'm literally like working out. Doesn't look that big now, right? But I'm working out. I'm a lady. I'm 50. I'm like, yeah, I want to be hench. So yeah, I'm hench. My health is working. It's paying off. Obviously, it's for me to live like to 100 is, my goal. So I'm halfway through. But also to be hench. So I'm happy and grateful for that. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate. You gotta have fun with it, right? Happy and grateful and appreciate emotional freedom, the laughs, the joy. Oh, I've laughed so much in the last few days. Like my cheeks have hurt. Like I've had tears from crying so much. Let me see this. I see that there's a card there's a card in the book and it's the card that reminds me of my son. I wondered where that was. And so emotions, I'm happy and grateful and appreciate the emotion. So if you guys don't know, my son passed almost 9 years ago now, and I'm starting to move away from 8 years and say 9 years. It's 9 years in April. And moving up the emotional scale from grief to love is big for me. It's really big for me. So there he comes in that moment to share that. Like, it's deep. And when we go for a dark night of the soul, trust me, it's like, it's not easy. I know it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy we do move up and down the emotional scale, but like from the lowest vibrational scale, I talk about this on Wednesday, the Abraham Hicks's emotional scale, moving up and down it is like a big hairy deal. That's how we're manifesting. It's cool. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate environment. My environment, just feeling safe and feeling warm and secure and loved. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate the relationships I have. My soul sister, I was on my live, I think it was yesterday, and she was ringing me, knocked off my sound completely, but she rang me today. I was like, I'm happy and grateful and appreciate the relationships I have around me with my soul sisters and my friends. And and for you guys, like, I build the relationships as the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy, but you guys also allow me into your life. Oh man, that's just, it's big. it's not, oh, well, I want to be a guru. No, I don't. There's some guided influencer is where I'm at. And so I get to actually have the friendships and soul family and that relationship. That's what I wanted to do. And I'm so happy and grateful for that. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate my spiritual connection and being led, even if it is in the middle of the night and having the downloads of what to do and what to do next. Happy and grateful and appreciate my finances. I've got to crunch some numbers later. I'm like, holy moly, get them numbers done. But, you know, it's good. It's good. All right. So that's gratitude. What I want to do with you is, what book did I listen to today? Dun, dun, dun. Lightworker. So I'm an author, right? So I love books. I love learning. And again, I had this conversation today about not allowing books to, like, you know, just, I believe you just take what you need and what you resonate with and leave the rest. Is an author. And somebody was saying to me, oh, well, you know, having that, it's just somebody's opinion. It's an author. So yeah, you take it and you can learn, right? I love learning, but just get an insight and see if it works for you, but don't, you know, take it so seriously and overboard, beat yourself up with it. Because I was talking about sleep and the books that I've read, and I was like, I don't get that same amount of sleep. It's like, don't worry about it. So 55, yay. Welcome. Let me know where you're watching from and let me know if you're new to me. I've almost been on an hour. I'm going to wrap up with the Bank 50K 50 Days Challenge in a minute. What was I saying? Can't remember. Oh, books. The book, The Lightworker. Have you heard of a book called Lightworker? Can't remember who is the author of it, but I was doing my daily walk and I was listening to that, and basically that, I think that's why I ended up having the definition, saying the definition of what a light worker is, and I've said that twice in this episode, so I'm not going to say it again. But as a light worker, do you resonate with being a light worker? I also resonate with being an earth angel. Excuse me, many of you will resonate with being lots of different things. Let me know. All right, so Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge. I don't know about this jumping in and out business. Like, I will see what she's doing. I'm probably on people's news feeds and they're scrolling. When you see me and you're watching this on replay, comment down below, #replay. And I need to say that because, like, whatever. So the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge comes from me contributing in the world, being aware of how I contribute, how much I contribute, how I'm willing to serve, show up, speak out, and serve deep, how I'm willing to speak to, serve, and sign up my high-paying soul clients online via video, is what my bank balance is going to be. That was part of my awakening. It's like, oh, because if you're contributing, giving, and you're not doing another job and you're not receiving anything in return, which we often do, like, that's a problem. So the Soul Legacy Journal, it's a notebook, 365 days of your spiritual awakening story. I call it a co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers. This is a blank notebook. It's got my notes in there, right? You can get it on Amazon. And there's a spiral one on Lulu. Excuse me. And so the journal gives you £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day. Let me know where you're watching from. Welcome. Gives you we're doing the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge, but we do it vibrationally first. As a light worker, as a service-based business owner, as a spiritual entrepreneur, we're not driven by money. However, again, for me, part of my awakening is, oh, well, when I'm contributing in this way, like a badass, then, and I've got so many students and so many clients or so many books being sold, I'm receiving financial freedom for that, right? So the Soul Legacy Journal gives you £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day. Every single day. That's the challenge. The commitment to living an intentional life for 49 days straight, having that life-work balance. That's your commitment, whether you're with me or not. So the journal gives you £1,000, dollars, or euros in a vibrational money voucher. And the idea is to raise your vibration around money and around receiving. And so it's soul client income. So that means you're contributing in the way, imagine, that's on your vision board. Welcome. Let me know where you're watching from. Imagine you really contributing in the world, like really sitting into that space, especially if you haven't got your business, your spiritual business up and running the way that you want it, or you haven't got it automated, or you haven't written your book or done your course or done your retreat or whatever that is. Imagine that soul client income is coming through you being in service. How does that look and feel? And what would you do with the money? Like, oftentimes we repel the money, thinking money is the root of all evil, money is the blah, 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 blah. But as light workers, we can have that money and transmute it into light, right? And do great, amazing things with it, including tithing. Excuse me. So there's a rule that we tithe. We tithe 10% of the money that we receive from this vibrational money voucher, right? From the Soul Legacy Journal. As the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy, I'm here to raise the vibration around money from poverty consciousness to a prosperity consciousness. I also have what I call the 7 Freedoms Frequency call-in gym for my students to talk about this, to coach. I have 2 hours of coaching on the first Monday of the month. So if you want to do this Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge in the visible world, building a business around being an author and an authority, author meaning writing your book and articles, etc., and an authority meaning starting a YouTube channel and a podcast, etc., then you can purchase my book, but also come to my masterclass. It's called Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch. The Spiritual Biz YouTubers Masterclass Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge. Again, the link will be around the show notes and in the cards in the description. So the journal gives you £1,000. What would you spend it on? The rule is to tithe 10% to a worthy cause. My worthy cause is Compassionate Friends. It's a charity for bereaved parents, because I am one and I dedicate my work to my son. So what would be your worthy cause? How are you really making a difference in the world, right? And then you can't say, oh, I don't need any money. Like, there's so many causes. Just earn it for other people then, right? So, and make a difference in the world that way with your light work. But financially, if we don't receive the money, we are not receiving it financially, then we're screwed anyway. Anyway, so it gives you £1,000, dollars or euros. Don't know if my sound is going to be good now. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that you can still hear me. I can't remember how I did it yesterday, but I'm hoping me to let me know that you can hear me. So if the sound is gone, the sound is gone. Apologies. Let me wrap up. So the Soul Legacy Journal. Oh, do you know what? I have a feeling that it's gone off. So the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge. So we're tithing. We come from the space that all of our bills are paid, our taxes are paid, and we're tithing, right? What would you spend the vibration? You spend it today. You can spend it each day, right? Go and actually look at something that you want to spend that £1,000 on, or dollars, euros, whatever. And if you don't want to spend it in that moment, in that day, you can carry it over to the next day. So you've got a bigger chunk of money. But when you're looking throughout the week and you're thinking, oh, well, I can't afford this, you can, because you've got vibrational money. It's play money. By Sunday, Financial Freedom Sunday, you've got to spend, if you carry it over and you don't spend it by Sunday, you lose it. So Sunday is the day that I share, okay, what am I spending my vibrational money voucher on? And what am I visualizing? What is on my mind? And usually for me, let me know if you can hear me, because I just got a phone call and I'm not sure. Okay, give me a thumbs up, please, if you can hear me, or just write hear me, or I can hear. So, because I'm wrapping up this episode, and that would be amazing. Just please let me know if you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up. Because if you can't, then it makes no sense for me to just carry on talking. Wherever you are, whether you're on the YouTube channel, whether you're in the socials, could you give me a thumbs up, please? And yes, I'm talking to you. No? Okay, well, you've gone off now. You could have at least given me a thumbs up. I did ask nicely, right? Fine. It's fine. I'm assuming you can. So spend your vibrational money voucher. If you want to do this with me, in the visible world, again, I have my book, I have the spiritual YouTubers, and I say it's a compass to leverage your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. This is me being on my YouTube podcast. I will strip it out into the podcast. I've got to strip some episodes out. I usually do it on a Sunday, and I didn't. and that's okay. And so I invite you to come and learn to contribute in terms of speaking to, serving, and signing up high-paying one-to-many soul clients online. Again, I will invite you to the monthly free networking call for spiritual business women, spiritual women entrepreneurs and light workers, for spiritual YouTubers, to network and come and co-create and collaborate. That's my way of contributing. I'm really excited about it. I've got to send out some invitations and stuff. Please do share it, invite others in. Really excited for those of you who want to be a co-author in this is a companion journal, the Soul Legacy Journal, to my co-author book series. For those of you who want to be a co-author and share your spiritual awakening story with the world, raw and real, send an email to submissions@soullegacyacademy.com, and I will send you out information. If you come to the masterclass, I will share information about that as well. I will give you a one-page plan for actually creating passive income streams around your book, around your courses, around anything that you've ever wanted to do in your spiritual business. We have a framework, and there's freedom within the framework, but I'll show you how to put your business, your marketing, so you can show up, speak out, and serve deep, and love marketing and love actually serving, right? How can you be in service in the world? I talk about serving marketing. So that's a one-page plan. So subscribe to the YouTube channel at the Soul Legacy TV. I would love that. Share this out. Thank you for all of you who do share this out. I think that's it. I think we're good. I think we're done. We are done here. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Again, if you're watching on the replay, #replay. And I will see you for the next Contribution Freedom Monday. What soul guided action steps do you commit to? Write them in your journal. Come back and let me know. Let me know, what you feel called to do in the world as your light work. I would love that. And again, I will be back every single day sharing and manifesting that life work balance. Do the vision board challenge, come to the vision board group, share that in there. And I will see you on the next episode. Again, here's to showing up, speaking out, and serving deep. Share your gifts and shine your light, because you were born to serve. Big, 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 big love. Be blessed in your soul purpose. Take care.